Well, in a booming market, buyers' agents were indispensable for many buyers, but now that the markets are cooling, sellers are starting to tap vendors' advocates to help them get their best price for the property.
But do you really need them? Well, I'm going to get nudged by my guest. Joining us now for her insights is Veronica Morgan, Principal at Good Deeds Property Buyers and very good friend of our show. Veronica, as always, great to see you.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Good, good.
Explain to us what a vendor's advocate is.
Well, it's a bit weird, really, because you think, well, OK, a seller has an agent and a buyer, if they are wise, gets an agent. And so they're both equally represented by somebody else, and so that should be a perfect scenario. Weirdly enough, some sellers want someone to help them work with the selling agent. So it's like, it is a bit odd. So it's a conduit. So a vendor's advocate is somebody that helps the seller make sure that they're choosing the right agent, make sure that they're getting the right advice in terms of the actual marketing campaign, in terms of the actual pricing of that property, how the actual method of sale, so whether it's auction or private treaty or expressions of interest, etc., and actually helps them navigate that whole sales process so that fundamentally when they come to making a decision as to whether they're prepared to sell it, whether they're prepared to accept an offer or not, that they're making the right decision with all the information.
Out of interest, how does the relationship between the real estate agent and the vendor's advocate work? And is it a touchy relationship sometimes?
I was going to ask
usually, is it conflict ever? I mean, I imagine there would be sometimes.
Well, you think about it this way, the actual vendor's advocate is, in most cases, helps the seller choose the selling agent. So there should be a good working relationship at the outset, because the vendor's advocate is really putting forward a shortlist of the best, should be, let me caveat this, should be putting forward a shortlist of the most qualified and able agents in that area that can get the job done.
I mean, we're looking at a list there that you've given us for, a reason of why the sellers are seeing value in this. Do you see that the market changing now as the market's cooling off? Do you see the expectation of what the agent has to deliver? That's a big thing. The service has to step up if there's not as many people, going to them?
Absolutely. In a hot market, and I've often said this, a doorstop could sell a house. I mean, I've seen agents just stand at doors taking offers. I mean, it's just that ridiculous, right? Yes. Whereas in a slowing market, as we have at the moment, rightly or wrongly, perception and confidence and all these things play into both the vendor's mindset and also the buyer's mindset. So everybody needs some confidence along the way to either make an offer or accept an offer. So information is power.
I think we had the time where, I know in the past when I've sold property, you get the agent who's going to say, I can sell this for like $2 million, and sometimes they really oversell the property, and then it's actually really hard when it comes to try to negotiate a sale. And you think, because they were they overpromised. So do you think that's that's a big thing that you as the advocate has to be dealing with
Absolutely,
as well?
Because the reality is that now is the age of difficult conversations. Selling agents have to tell at the listing presentation, once they've gone away and done their pricing, appraisal or pricing research or a market appraisal, often they're having to deliver information to the potential vendor before they've even listed the property that your property isn't going to sell for what you hoped it was.
Is that hard, though, massaging those vendor expectations?
Really hard.
Because right now, I mean, there's this sort of balancing, I guess, coming into effect as the market slows, right? Because there was all this fanfare around property, and vendors are still trying to hold on to that.
Yeah, they are. And also, but mine's special. Mine's better than that one down the road. And there's all this sort of stuff that goes on. It's really very emotionally driven. But the thing too is that you still got, well, what you have at the moment, a booming market brings in lots of new entrants into the marketplace, right? So there are a lot of agents that do not have the skills to manage these market conditions, right? So they are also competing for listings against those that have the experience and the skills, who might be giving better advice and better guidance around price. And they don't, often these inexperienced agents, they're still flattering the potential vendor to get the business, and then they worry about how they deal with it after they get the listing.
You mentioned price. I think as a vendor, if it's my mum selling her house, for example, she's already knowing that she's going to pay X amount commission for an agent. I know from styling side, they don't want to spend money on styling a property, even though that's so important. How do you get over that price issue, and what sort of other fees that you're looking at to take on somebody?
Yeah, this is actually one of the interesting things about this, because in my business, we only charge fee for service. We don't charge commissions. We don't take commissions. We don't take referral fees. We're really, really clear on this. It's a bit of a messy minefield, this. There are a lot of very good vendors advocates that take a piece of the commission, the selling commission.
Right.
They are good vendors advocates, but I still disagree with the way in which they're paid. I think that makes it difficult, once again, for them to give really clear, unbiased advice, because their remuneration relies on an ultimate sale. So if, for instance, the real best advice is, you know what, the market has fallen such that you are not going to get your price, you are not going to be able to do what you want to do next, it is better to wait. That is very, very good advice in some cases, and a vendor's advocate needs to be able to make that without worrying about their fee. So fee for service, in my view, is the way to do it.
Okay, so how do you choose a vendor's advocate? What do you look for in a vendor's advocate?
What do you look for? Well, to be quite frank, let me tell you, unless you already have a trusted relationship with a buyer's agent who offers this service, then to be quite honest, you're almost better off just to go and try and do this yourself. You know, you don't really need a vendor's advocate, because it's really difficult to determine who are good and who are not good. And that's the fact. So I know that doesn't really answer that question.
So you've got a good list there, right? Proven track record, as you said, independent, which is obviously very important. Sales process expertise, negotiation, auction skills. What questions do you ask?
Well, you want to find out.
This?
Well, okay, how long have you been in the industry?
Yeah.
You know, do you really know enough of what's going on, the bigger picture, to be able to advise me and guide me through these difficult conversations I'm going to have? And also, have you sold property yourself? I mean, I used to be a selling agent. I know auctions very intimately, both as a seller and a buyer, and that's the perspective that a vendor's advocate really needs to have to truly add value.
You mentioned this idea of a referral fee, or sometimes it can be a commission or a sales commission that can almost be linked with certain agents that you might have relationships with. So we'd like to think that people are doing the right thing for our own interests, but how do you make sure they're not, double dipping or...
That's a really good question, and that's the danger with this. And this is why I say, if you've got a relationship with a buyer's agent and you have a trusted relationship, it's a really good thing to do. It really is. But if you are going out cold and trying to establish that, trying to work it out, there are a lot of buyer's agents that have, I believe, quite tenuous, shall we say, relationships with with agents, and there are those that will give them a bigger fee, and they will push those agents forward, and that is not in the seller's best interest.
And so, in terms of a property you've helped, I know, sell via your vendor advocacy service, can you take us through it briefly?
Yes. Which one are we looking at?
I think we're looking at Haberfield, I believe.
Oh, that's okay. So that particular property, some time ago, that actually sold in 2013.
So cute.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this was a client of ours. They had actually tried to sell through a different agent a year earlier. Now, 2012 was a tough market in Sydney, and they hadn't been able to get a reasonable price, a reasonable outcome. Now, the thing too, at that point, Haberfield had a huge cloud over it with the looming West Connex development.
Yeah, it's all coming through now.
And so any agent that was going to be able to sell a property in that area really needed to have a higher degree of skill than the typical agent, because they're really having to manage that whole perception as to what might happen. Yeah. So that was a tough one. So we really had to do a lot of research to find the right agent for that particular property.
Open plan, wide family room at the back, enough space there, certainly to live or dine. Certainly one that we absolutely commend for your competition. Plenty of comforts too. You've got split systems in every room. You've got the auto door in the garage. There's even a split system in the garage. I absolutely couldn't believe it. Just makes sense the more you look at it. Nearly 620 square metres of land. Now's the time you want to lock it in. Record low interest rates, over 2,000 people every single week are moving to Melbourne, and it's these well-connected, well-established suburbs. This is where they want to live. But importantly, that's what's going to underpin your capital growth moving forward. I tell you what, if I had to summarise 717 North Road, Carnegie in a few words, it would be as simple as this. It's just value that makes sense. I'm out of it from here, but certainly here to help. Let's make a start. Who wants to kick it off with an opening bid? $995, there we go. Good solid opening bid. At $995,000, who wants to round me up to one? At $995,000 we have there to my right. Opening bid, $1 million, can I say? Nod of the head will do. At $995 million, can I say anywhere at all? At $995,000 the bid. Should be a sea of hands up. At $995,000. How about $1,010,000? Make it interesting. At $995 now. At $995,000, what do we say? 4 bedrooms, 620 square metres, north-facing rear yard, 4 beds, 2 bathrooms, park at the end of North, park at the end of Hunter, and all we're bids $995,000. Quickly, buyers, need to know, instructions are clear. 995 over here, and one now we have. Round me up to $1,010,000. $1,010,000, can I say? Look for a 10, sir. Over here at $1 million. $1 million I have. 10, can I say? Need to see a bid for it. Going to call it down. $1 million. Need to see a bid for it now. Looking for a $10,000 rise. At $1 million I have front and centre, fairly bid. Who wants it? Need to see a bid for it. 2 of you in it at this stage. Come back with me, sir. Can't be fairer than that. Against you at $1 million. Going to call it down. Need to see a bid. $1 million. Once. Twice. Third and final call, $1 million. Need to see a bid. Come with me for 10, sir. Put yourself in the box seat. 5 will take it. Round me up for 10. 10, can I say? $1,005,000 at 10 now. At $1,010,000 I have. Happy to give you the same opportunity at $1,010,000. 15 now. At 15. 20, can I say? 15 over here. At 20 I can. At $1,020,000. How about 30? Make it interesting. $1,020,000, 2 of you in it. Rip in value. Median sale price, Carnegie 4-bedroom homes, as I mentioned earlier, just near $1.6 million. What do we say? $1,020,000 over here. 25 now. Moment to think about it, perhaps. $1,020,000. Need to see a bid for it. 25, can I say? Going to call it then. Doors open, closing quickly. Need to see a bid for it. Let's call it then. Last time, $1,020,000 over here. Opportunities closing very quickly. Once at $1,020,000. Twice. All done, all silent, all finished. $1,020,000 over here. Need to see another bid for 5. What do we say? Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to refer the bid to my vendor. I'll only keep you for a couple of moments.
Okay, well, it's started off $995. We've only had a total of 4 bids, and we're sitting now at $1,020,000, which is the upper end of the price guide.
Yeah, it is the very top end of the price guide. $970,000 to $1,020,000 was the price guide. I'm just seeing some statistics. It was last sold in November of 2015 at $1,009,000. So, actually, $1,090,000. So looks like they'd lose money at that level from where they bought it.
Unusual. It hasn't been a big sale. Look, the property is presented well. It's got character, but they've done great styling inside. It's a nice home. It's a family home. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car. It's not far, just down on the side there, out of Victoria. Out of Melbourne. Yeah. Not far from Brighton East and Caulfield South. So it's not that far from the city for transport to get into the CBD.
Interesting though, as you mentioned, it is on a main road, though it has got that side, it is on the corner, so it has got that side entrance as well, and a bit of frontage there, which no doubt helps sort of outweigh some of the negatives from being on a main road. But I mean, it's not an easy time, and as you said, Victoria in particular is not an easy time at the moment, so it's interesting to see if this does defy expectations or not.
Yeah, correct. I mean, Ivan was quietly realistic when he spoke to us a little earlier, being the agent and auctioneer for this property. They had 60 groups through, which is quite a lot, and they think that that's based on the price guide. Obviously, that price guide might be in the favour of the bidder, being that it is on a busy road. It looks like he's coming back out now. We might just go straight to him and see where we go.
Rise, put yourself in the box seat. Buyers, make it perfectly clear. If we fall short of the vendor's reserve price, it's the highest bidder that we're going to invite inside to negotiate with the vendor at their reserve price. Make it clear. Bring that buyer inside, sit them down, tell them what the reserve price is. I'm sure when they hear what it is, they will take it up. This is the business end of the auction. This is where you want to be holding the highest bid. So over here now, look for a $5,000 rise. Can't be fairer than that. $1,020,000 over here. Just to recap what we've got on offer. 620 square metres, north-facing rear yard, 4-bedroom home. Nothing for you to do. Move straight in. Makes sense. Plenty of value here on offer. All we're bid's $1,020,000. Going to put it over to you now. $1,025,000. Can I say anywhere at all? $1,020,000 over here. Look for your bid now. What do we say, Simon? 25, can I say? Need to see a bid for it now. Otherwise, dealing with the highest bidder over here. So $1,020,000 the bid. Going to call it down. Last time, what do we say? You should be smiling, guys, because you're in the box seat. Unless you want to do something about it, sir. 25, can I say? Where was that? There we go. Welcome to the auction and best of luck. 3 of you in it at this stage, and $1,025,000, 30, come straight back. 35, guys, don't hesitate. Or how about 50? 50, can I say? 30 over here against you. $1,030,000 the bid. What do we say? 35, 40, 50. Happy to count the numbers. 1,030,000. 5, can I say, sir? All right, let's call it. 1,030,000 then, dealing with the highest bidder. Need to see your bidding now. Over here, 1,030,000. First, second, third and final call, 35. 45, that's the way you do it at 45. 50 at 50 now. 55, can I say? At 1,050,000 the bid I have. At 50 now. 60, can I say? And 60 I can. At 1,060,000, 70, sir, bold bidding. How about 5? How about 2.5? 62.5 now, can't be fairer than that. At $1,062,500. 2.5 at 65 now. At 65 I have. 70 in, 70 in, there we go, good bidding. At 1,070,000 now. At 1,070,000, haven't forgotten about you at 75 now. At 1,075,000, 80 can I say, sir? 80 can I say, against you at 75. Need to see a bid for it. Here at 75. Moment to think about it. Quick team meeting perhaps. It's nice in the sun. I wouldn't mind some sunglasses though. 75, what do we say? 1,075,000. 80, 80, there we go, at 1,080,000. 85, can I say, sir? 2.5 at 82.5. Buyers, make it clear, on the market, selling, playing for keeps. 1,082,500. What do we say? 85. 85. 83.5 then on the market. Selling. 83.5, 84. At 84 now. Make it clear, $1,000 bids, guys. 84. 1,084,000 the bid. 85 now. At 1,085,000. At 86, can I say? Thousands. Thousands. 86. Got to be a limit on the bids. 86 over here, selling, not going to miss it for $500. At 86, I have, fairly bid, looking for a $1,000 rise. What do we say? 1,086,000, or how about you round me up to 1.1, make things really interesting. At 86 over here, get ready to meet the new owners then. At 1,086,000 and we're selling. At 1,086,000 is going to be a sold sticker going on the board. What do we say? At 1,086,000 then, let's call it down. What do we say? Should we sell it? How about we sell it at 1,086,000? Let's sell it then now. 1,086,000, sir. If you're not sure, just bid. Ripping value. You've got triplets there. Whole family's going to fit at 717 North Road. All their bids are 1,086,000. 1,086,000 then. Let's do it. 1,086,000. Selling then now. Once at 1,086,000. Twice at 1,086,000. For the third and final call, all done, all silent, all finished. Need to see a bid for it. You sure you're out, sir? Well, I suppose I've got to do it then, don't I? At 1,086,500. 87,500. 1,087,500. 1,087,500. 88. 90. There we go at 1,090,000. 90 now the bid. 91, can I say? How about 95? At 90 over here and we're selling. 2.5. 92.50. $1,092,500. What do we say? 92,500. Round me up to 95. 1,092,500. Bids over here. What do we say? Selling then now. Calling it for the last time. Haven't forgotten about you guys if you want to come back in. 1,092,500. No better bid. Don't wait for the third call. Contract hits my hand. Property's sold. If you're not sure, just bid. 1,092,500. Selling then now. First, second, third and final call. All done, all silent, all finished, because we're selling. We're selling. Absolutely sure you're out, sir. Need to know. Appreciate that. Call it then down. Last time, 1,092,500. Can't see a bid. Please yell it out. Hand up in the air. Happy to take a bid. Once the contract hits my hand, though, the property is sold. 1,092,500 then. Once, twice, third and final call. All done, all silent, all finished. We're selling. We're sold. Congratulations. Give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Well, success if you look at the price guide, I guess. 1,092,500, the final price there. There's the buyers. They look pretty happy with it.
Yeah, they've got to get across that road without being whacked by a car. Obviously, they went to the side street for this auction. Quite a good turnout, really. We didn't realise how many people were there just from our shot of the auctioneer and agent, Ivan Blow. It started off a little bit rocky, didn't it? Not many bids, just sitting there at from 995 up to 1,020,000, and then a bit of a discussion. We didn't think it was going to go much further, did we?
And it got just above 2,500 above where they sold it back in November of 2015, or they bought it, sorry, in November 2015. So you imagine that doesn't make up for the stamp duty. On top of stamp duty, they probably would have lost money on it. But still, in this market, I guess you've got to be happy with that, right?
Well, yeah, it depends where their investment plan is or what else they've got happening in their lives, I suppose. I mean, the property has been well presented. It's styled, but in a very homely way, if you know what I mean. It feels like someone's living there, whereas some properties are so styled it's almost a bit sterile.
Yep.
So it is warm. It's got that beautiful deck out the back. It's a family home. It's in that area, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car.
A lot of space.
Yeah, not far to get into the city and close for transport, and it's got a couple of reserves and parks just nearby as well, so really, really screaming for that family market, and not far from Ormonds Station and buses and shops. Very easy commute to Chadstone. So well done. We got over the line. Well done to the auctioneer and agent, Ivan Blow, and that's our first sale for today.
Starting with this outstanding masterpiece, it's designed for an entertainer's dream home. Sleek, modern and spacious. It's fit for a pretty big family.
Yep.
This is 61 Demagogue Street in 8 Mile Plains, and we're joined now on the phone by place selling agent George Yang for a bit of a walk around. And George, what can you tell us about the property?
Hey guys. Well, look, it's a massive property, and it's probably one of the best in the suburb, just purely because it's a custom build, and it's only 10 years old. So people are preferring a newer build these days compared to 30 or 40-year-old homes. And this one has it all. It's a 6-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3-car garage, and with all that driveway space, you could probably park another 10 cars. So it really has it all. Yeah. It's
also on a massive 800 square metre block of land. It's got a 20-metre frontage. Is that pretty typical for the area there?
In this newer estate, where this house is, they do make quite a wide frontage, but not 800 square metres. Most of the plantation-style homes, they're all cut up into about 600. And then as you head into other suburbs like Rochelle Estates, further down, they're cutting them up into 300 square metres. So 800 seems very spacious in comparison.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's got, in terms of outside, it's got some big bifold doors. There's the outdoor area you're seeing there with the pool. Great entertaining area for a big family. Oh, yeah, it does have it all. Like there's, the little 15-metre lap pool, which will keep everyone busy during summer. Inside, you've got, a fully soundproof cinema room, fully insulated and everything. And I think the best part that I enjoy about the home is the upstairs balcony.
Yeah.
The view that you overlook is that massive park at the back. And it's really quite relaxing because being the north aspect as well.
Yeah, it looks great. We're just looking at the beautiful overlay images now, and it does have that beautiful outlook over the back. It's quite a white, clean interior as well. How's it being received by the punters, and how long has it been on the market?
Well, today will be actually the second week of open homes we're doing.
We like you being us being your first point of call.
Yeah, and last week, look, for Saturday, Sunday, that we did some opens for it. We had 63 groups come through.
Yeah, great.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, over 100 people or so in the house. Because, like I said, it's one of those homes that everyone does want to come and have a look, see, how well it's built, and it does have a nice facade as you sort of walk past all the time.
Yeah, so it's got a beautiful grandeur feel.
I imagine a lot of sticky beaking in that sort of house.
100%. I love going to open houses too. When can people come and have a look at this one?
Well, today we've got open homes at 10 o'clock and 1:30, and I'll be doing another one tomorrow at 5 p.m. in the afternoon.
Well, it's a stunning home, and I like these slow-motion shots of you walking out onto that balcony, George. It's always good. I'd put myself in every open house video I could. Thanks so much for joining us. It's a great property.
Thanks for having us.
Very grand. All right, let's take a look at this one. It's a Surrey Hills apartment which has style, quality and luxury and sits in one of the most sought-after spots in the area. This is Unit 204 at 81 Favaux Street. And we're joined now on the phone by McGrath selling agent Kevin Mendez to talk us through it. So this is an apartment, great area, of course, right near the city. Kevin, what can you tell us about it?
Good morning. Yes, it's a 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-balcony and 1-car space new build. It's beautiful part of the property is the fact that it's facing north, and it's got a decent sized balcony plus the Juliet off the master bedroom.
How old is this property, Kevin? It doesn't look too old.
It's not old at all. It was completed in May of last year, so
wow.
It's still looking very fresh and incredibly chic. And
Yes.
it's an unbeatable style, quality, and luxury build, basically.
I don't think we get to say the word chic enough. I completely agree with you. It's really well presented as well. But do you know what I love? I love looking at the shots of this. I love the little penny round tiles in the bathrooms. We're sort of flitting through the pictures now, but it's just they're really well appointed finishes.
Yes, the design, the matte black finishes are quite spectacular. It's got a very nice little discreet little laundry, and the communal rooftop entertainers terrace is sensational as well.
Now, Ingrid and I were laughing because it's got a really well-appointed Korean kitchen with Miele gas cooktop and an integrated fridge, but I don't know if I live in Surrey Hills if I do too much cooking. I think you've got so much amazing food, restaurants and cafes just at your doorstep.
Certainly is, with Fonzarelli's just down the road and all the new eateries on Favreau Street. It is spectacular position to be living.
Kevin, how long's it been on the market? How many sort of people have you come through interested?
We've been on the market for 3 weeks. It has had some spectacular inquiries as far as the internet and social, as you would have expected from Surrey Hills residents. As far as the contract holders are concerned, they're all holding their cards fairly close to the chest, and it'll be interesting to see on auction day.
And when is auction day for this property, and when can people come through and have a look?
It'll be open today at 9 a.m. We can show people through late this afternoon if they wish as well on a VIP inspection, and auction day is next Saturday.
And hopefully the sun will be shining for you because it's got that beautiful rooftop area as well, which is just such an added bonus for that really cool inner city lifestyle area of Surrey Hills.
Certainly is, and it's very easy to exclude everybody else from that rooftop area because the building has its own private app that you just book all the space with.
Oh, fantastic.
Very nifty for this day and age, isn't it?
I'd be booking it every Friday night, I think. Look, it's a great property, Kevin. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing how that one goes next weekend.